You're wasting your talent, Randy.
Okay, so here's an update for you. Uh, Last time we had a broken bolt off in this hole right here. And I had said that I was going to try to drill it and tap it out. Well, in that process, I successfully drilled it and then broke the tap. I don't know how well you can see that. But anyway, broke the tap. So next step was I decided to induce the help of some angry fairies coming out of the wall. Now, if you try to do this, if you attempt to do this on an iron head, on a cast iron head, you have to make absolutely sure that you only weld to the bolt. It's extremely easy to weld the bolt to the head. So caution, do not try this at home, even though I did it at home. I've got about 20 years of welding experience and a decent little buzz box. So this was the result. Focus. So this part here was broken off. Come on, focus. Was broken off in the head. I stacked out a weld and then placed a washer over that weld and then welded a nut. Focus. Welded a nut to the stud and was able to work it out then. So that's where we are on that. Next step is going to be taking all these valves out. So I'll take a couple of pictures of me doing the process of that. It's really hard to film a lot because I'm filming with my phone. So anyway, that's how I got the bolt out, was I welded to it. If you try this with a little home 110 welder, focus. If you try this with a little home 110 welder, you're probably going to want your settings as hot as possible with a low wire speed. And again, if you're not confident that you can weld just the bolt and not the head, don't try this at home. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. Thank you all for watching. Drop the video a like. Please stay tuned. Like I said, hours of this. Okay, so hear how that sounds like I'm using a file. That's, I don't know how well it come out on camera, but that's the original machine surface. You can feel it. So I've got most of the gasket off. Some of you might be wondering, why did I use this instead of something like this, a little roll-lock wheel with a die grinder? Because this will take away material from the head if you're not careful, whereas the scraper will only take away the gasket material and just leave you with the little fluff and pieces. So just about done scraping. Then I got to get this out. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Take a bit of airy cloth, clean that up. Clean that out. There we go. Alright, so here we are after about, I don't know, several hours of scraping, and I'm probably not done yet. Well, what I wanted to point out really quick is that, oh, don't go that way, come this way. What I wanted to point out really quick is that before I go to take these out, I wanted to make sure to clean all the surfaces on the head as much as I could, so that when I take the valves out, I don't know how well you might be able to see down into one of there. You can't see all the way to the valve on this side. So anyway, when you take the valves out, you don't want to get a bunch of trash and dirt down in the valve guide where the valve goes like up and down, up and down, up and down. So, yeah, wanted to give that little tidbit real quick, and I'm about to get my valve spring compressor out and start removing valves. So I'll take a few photos, and if I think of anything important along the way, I'll record that and I'll let you know. And, oh yeah, here you go. Let's see. Okay, before I get started real deep off into this, I thought I would show another little tidbit of what I got going on here. This is a jig that I made up out of some old stair stringer cutouts. Like I made some stair stringers, and these are just the cutouts, and they happen to be just the right width for the head. Fasten them together with just an old piece of scrap wood that, again, just happened to be just the right length, so that the very ends of the head will rest on these parts right here. And that will allow, when I go to remove these little keepers, this part, the valve, is going to want to drop out due to gravity. And you want to have significant height, because the valve's a few inches long, so you need a few inches of clearance before you start taking the valve springs off, because you take the valve spring off and then the valve will just drop. Well, then what do you do if the head's sitting flat against? So I made a little jig how to keep track of where everything goes. I have a little box laid out in the bottom drawer of my toolbox here. This is my carburetor covered up with a rag. So just a little tidbit there, thought I'd share that real quick. So now let's get the head on the jig and start taking the valves out. Spanky, say hi to everybody. That's it.